Okay, it's Tuesday night, the 29th of December, and day 363 of my journey to business alignment. Today's Living the Dream experience is the best one yet, I've got to tell you. You're not going to believe what happened to me this morning. Last night, just before coming up to the office to do my video journal entry for the day, and then going to bed after that, like I do every night, last night I listened to Croy Sather's End of the Day Success Routine audio. At least that was my goal when I clicked it on my little iPad. I haven't missed a night in 362 nights. Well, when I opened up my iPad and went to click on the audio link that I have saved there all the time, it said, can't find server. Oh my goodness. To make a long story short, it wasn't the internet, because it was working on a lot of other things, and it wasn't my iPad that was broken or whatever. I just didn't know what it was, though. I was not going to just forget it, however. I hadn't missed one night of listening to this audio end of the day success routine that I do every night, and I wasn't going to be any exception to that tonight. Last night. Anyway, I decided to go up to my office and pull out the email with the original link of this audio on it. It too came up with the same message that can't find server. So I sat there at my desk and repeated from memory everything I could remember from listening to the audio for 362 consecutive nights. It was pretty easy because I basically almost memorized it. I think the only thing I can think of was that I don't know, maybe it was just down or something for a little glitch of time, but I remembered it, so I quoted it to myself. The only thing I couldn't do was the 3 minutes of real relaxing music that was provided at the very tail end of that little audio. And so I just imagined that music and relaxed and meditated for that 3 minutes, and I still got it done. Then I decided to write an email to Croy's office, hoping he would get it and know what was going on. Well, his website had a phone number on it when I looked it up to find the contact information to send an email, but I didn't call the number because it was late. It was past midnight, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So this morning, when I did wake up and I checked out to do my Win the Morning, Win the Day routine, I listened to a little audio of music tape, and it called it up, and the other one started as well too. And so it was working this morning. So it was great. But I had still sent that email off. Both links working, I decided to finish that up, and then I came up to my office, and I took out the sticky that I had written Croy Sather's phone number on last night, on the night before. I took it out this morning, and I decided to call it and went to a voice message, so I left Croy's office a message. Well, what happens next was a truly living the dream experience. About 15 minutes later, my cell phone rang, and it was Croy. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. To make a long story short, we talked for almost an hour, sharing experiences, mapping of our mind experiences. Croy agreed when it was all said and done. He said, "You bet, Coach B, I'll be happy to sell you the Instant Manifestation Secret Links and all that audio series for just the $17 you paid for it, and you'll be able to give it to all your clients for free." Goodness, that's my gift to them that I quoted on almost a year ago, 362 nights ago. I quoted a video journal entry, and on my podcast, the very first one I did, The First Step to Success, that I'm giving this audio series to my beginner entrepreneurs their first month for free. It's on me as a gift for trying me out. Man, I can't believe it was happening. I had imagined and hung myself over almost a year ago saying that, and here it was. Talk about a crowning living the dream experience for this year to cap off this year. Fantastic. This is the law of attraction and manifestation happening in real time, let me tell you. Just like I talked about it happening in my very first video journal entry 362 days ago. Man, it's a great story, isn't it? Anyway, here's my power statement that I had for this morning. I'm going to keep working on finishing the tasks on my remaining task list until they're all done, or until I run out of time for the day. Once again, I got up early, not as early as I wanted to do this morning because I'd stayed up so late, and I don't want to make that a habit, but I did. I want to be honest with you. I slept in an extra hour, but I tell you, it was worth it. Here's my to-do list that I had for today. Got them all done, not a big one. Boom, done. My most important task for today was to make contact with Croy Sather's office about those two audios. And I sent that last night. I was going to follow up to see if they got it, and I was going to make that call. My fun task today was to jump on a chat with a rep from Ontoport and get a couple other 3 questions answered. And my most exciting task today was actually placed that call to Croy, and I left a message, and I decided that I was going to reach out to him once my site was all done. That's what I was going to do at the end of the year, but due to the experience that I had of the night, I left that voice message, and sure enough, he called me back. It was so exciting. Anyway, here's my end of the day success routine questions. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today, or what could you have done better today? Did you wake up early and start strong? Nope. I stayed an extra hour. Still early, but I stayed in an extra hour of sleep because I was up until past 1 o'clock. Did you start your morning with power? I did, though. I cold blasted my face with cold water. I combed my hair. I went to the bathroom. I made the bed, went down and started my win the morning, win the day routine. So I started my morning with power. Were you productive throughout your day? Man, I got a lot done today. And did you get the most important things done? Man, the one I was wanting to do for a year, I got it done. So exciting. A big major piece into the portal of my mind. I attracted it and manifested in the world of the physical like I never imagined it would. So, did you show up as the person you wanted today? I was pumped, absolutely. And Kathleen had a wonderful time this evening. So, we were present for both of us. Next are my end of the day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? Well, I promised myself that I was going to jump on a call with Croy Saver's office, period. First thing this morning, and try to get those audio links fixed. And I did just that. I made the call, and dream of dreams, about 15 minutes later, I received that call from Croy. He called me back. Bam! Done. Cannot believe it. What I envisioned 362 days earlier happened to me this morning. Man. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindfulness time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new instant replay movies that your two amigos called up onto the screen of your mind? Well, once again, like I do every morning, I watch my must-see TV favorite 5 movies, and then I imagine myself getting my questions answered by that tech at Ontoport. And so I can finish those things off. And I ran through the questions I had in my mind to make sure I knew what to say to speed that process on, and it was fantastic. My next question says, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? And in other words, what one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day goes sideways, getting it done, you'd still feel like you accomplished something great? Well, continuing to focus on getting everything done on my master to-do list is the one thing that I'm working on to get better. Even if the day goes sideways, I still continue pressing forward, getting that list smaller and smaller and smaller. So here's my power statement for tomorrow. It's the same one. I'm going to keep working to finish the tasks on my remaining task list until they're all done, or until I run out of time for the day. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you can turn into a tool of success, Marty? Well, even though I started my day an hour late and my chat with Croy was over an hour long this morning, so it almost took the entire morning, I feel like I didn't have any mistakes or failures. So I was riding a cloud today. Today was an absolute championship day, so no failures today to turn into a tool of success. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was, of course, following through with the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, so that my dream of having a relationship with Croy Sather, it came true right before my eyes this morning. My next end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I gave today a 10. Who couldn't work hard after today and this morning? I worked hard all day long, like 10 all day long. And I saw big pieces of my dream land right in my lap. Done. It's an incredible day. A living the dream day for sure that I'll never forget. It happened just like I planned it almost an entire year ago. Man. Okay, I want to end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful to continue to share a little more about mapping experiences or references. And so I'm grateful for the principle that says the way we use our mapping experiences determines how we feel. And that's because whether something is good or bad is based on what we're comparing it to or what we're making it mean. When a businesswoman checks into a hotel room, for example, whether or not she thinks the room is nice is based on her past mapping experiences, right? Her past references. The truth is, we often lose our perspective about what's good and bad because we base it on just our own experiences. The short of it is people's references are being used to shape their behavior, which therefore shapes their destiny. Our references, our mapping experiences, are thoughts that come to mind and generate our feelings, and those shape our behavior and our actions behavior determines our results or our destiny. C.T. Farr. It's also true that it does take thousands of experiences to shape our lives. That's what we think. But the truth is, it doesn't take thousands of experiences. Most of us could come up with 4, maybe 5 major experiences in our life that we feel have shaped our entire life. The interesting thing is that all the different meanings that people take from these same experiences, how one interprets their experiences, their references, determines if they see them as helping them form positive beliefs or disempowering beliefs. Some may have the same experience, but one feels it was a bad experience and shows they are a loser, while the same experience might inspire the other person to motivate themselves, to pick themselves up and become who they intended and want to believe, and that it was a sign. They believed it was a sign to get after it. It's interesting. Same experience. These principles lead to the next thing I'm grateful for. The law of imagination as it relates to mapping experiences or references, which says experiences or references are not limited to actual experiences. Our imagination itself is a source of references or mapping experiences. Some references are picked up consciously, others unconsciously. Some result from experiences we've had ourselves, others consist of information we've heard from others and what they say, and some references, like Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile record, was because he imagined doing it. He didn't even have that actual experience, but seeing it over and over again in his mind, imagining it, he did it. We record all these references without our within our nervous system, within our mind, that mapping, where they end up becoming our mapping references, or what I call our old story. These references that never actually happened, those ones, but were just imagined with intensity, are also stored there and become true mapping that we call up automatically. All of us sort and organize these references to support our beliefs, and as you know, a belief is nothing but a feeling of certainty about what something means. If we believe we are intelligent, it's because we have activated certain references, informational proof that in our mind that has come to us, to support our feelings of certainty that we're pretty intelligent. All these references become mental table legs that support the idea, or the tabletop that says, we're intelligent, as an example. What's crazy is the fact that all of us have enough references within our minds to back up any idea we want. There's always truth and supporting on both sides of it. That we're intelligent or that we're stupid. That we're confident or that we're weak and shy. That we care or that we're selfish. The key is to expand the references that are available within our life. We need to consciously seek out experiences that expand our sense of who we are and what we're capable of, as well as organize these references in empowering ways. Come up with different thoughts than what we automatically think that could change our world. This leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Orison Swett Marden, who said, "We lift ourselves by our thoughts, and then we climb upon our vision of ourselves." Wow. The truth is, we have an inexhaustible supply of references, mapping experiences that can be designed any way we wish to design them. This begs the question, how do we use our references? Do we consciously interpret them in ways that empower us, or in ways that support the achievement of our goals? Or does our brain launch into an automatically gathering individual experiences that don't support our empowering references? In other words, we choose to believe we're a loser. We just bring back references where we're not supported by the strength of what the truth really is, and that is, we can do great things. Here's the thing. Everybody is out to get me, as an example. Every time I try, I get knocked down, as another example. Or, I don't deserve to be loved like that, as an example. Where do we get that? from some past experiences or what we made those experiences mean. That's where it truly comes from. Whether something is good or bad is all based on what we're comparing it to. The way we use our references, our mapping experiences, our old story, determines how we feel in the moment. But we can choose otherwise. We can choose positive. We can change our beliefs about that. We can choose our destiny and have it be grand. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm stumbling up a little bit. I'm kind of tired, but I'll be right back here at my laptop again, sharing more of how my day went as I start to close out 2020. My 2020 vision for this year is almost coming to an end. It's so exciting. Anyhow, until tomorrow night, I wish you continued success. Good night.